stage is set for the first debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Both candidates spent Monday preparing, with Harris doing mock debates and Trump going over his policies. Tuesday's debate will take place in the key battleground state of Pennsylvania. During the debate, we're going to hear the candidates talk about their stances on the economy, immigration, and other issues that voters care about. And so we want to discuss that with CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, who joins me now to discuss what he found in his latest survey. Okay, Anthony, a puzzler for many people. We know that voters say the economy is their top issue. And so in the survey, the people who overwhelmingly say the economy is their top issue, they tend to be going for Donald Trump. But your findings overall are of a close race. So if on the top issue somebody's saying they want to go for Donald Trump, why doesn't that show up in the overall horse race, which is basically even in those three battleground states that you surveyed?
So two parts to that. One is that it's the thing that's keeping Donald Trump even in many respects. A second part of that is that you're right that many people say it's a top factor. Republicans are more likely to say it's a top factor. Republicans, in fact, I mean, here's a little fun fact. About 1 in 10 Republicans say that the overall economy is good. And come on, that's part of that is taking a shot at the other side that's in power. And we see that from Democrats of the Republicans in the White House and now vice versa. So some of that is already baked in. But the other part of it, final point, is what about the economy? And in this, I find very interesting the way in which people assess themselves in their pocketbooks.
Yeah.
It's not administration to administration. The better correlate is it's pre-COVID, when Donald Trump was president, to now. And you look at people assessing their own finances now and before COVID, and you get these sizable numbers, particularly among working class voters, who say that their finances are worse now, largely because of inflation. So it's that component of the economy that's really important, and that is all there in that mix.
I was interested in, you asked in the survey about the cognitive health of the candidates. In that case, Kamala Harris is ahead, as I recall. Given that that's, yeah, there you go, that has the cognitive health. Again, you have Harris with a considerable lead on that question. But overall, it's basically a totally split race. So
part of this is there are Republicans and there are Trump voters who say that they both have the cognitive health, which is to say that Kamala Harris does,
yes,
but they're not going to vote for her. And the reason I ask this again is not only to just do that contextual comparison between what happened in the last debate with President Biden, but also to show that in that context for Joe Biden, it was disqualifying for many voters. But right now, that's kind of out of frame. Now it's not part of the central discussion. Maybe it comes back into it. But right now, it's okay. There are some Republicans who say, yep, she does, but there's other reasons why they would vote for Trump.
But that meaning it's out of frame, does that mean that they might say Donald Trump doesn't have the cognitive health to serve, and yet they're voting for him anyway?
No, no. That is when you are voting for Donald Trump, you think he does. Okay. And that is a sort of one-to-one straight-up correlation.
Final question, enthusiasm. You had covered a lot how there was not so much enthusiasm in the Democratic Party for Joe Biden. Where is the enthusiasm picture now between the two candidates?
So going into the debate, the story you want to understand is that this got back to even because Democrats got more enthusiastic and then said that they were more likely to turn out and vote where they had lagged. And you want to see that as excitement as a precursor to turnout in the sort of collective mind. So yes, Democrats say they're feeling excited, even more so at this point than among Trump voters and Republicans. Excitement is not the only reason one votes. One votes out of duty, one votes out of habit, et cetera. But the end-all point here is now you get Democrats who are even with Republicans in stated propensity to vote. This is a big part, not all, but this is a big part of our likely voter model when we tell you what the likely electorate is going to be, because people say they're definitely going to vote. By and large, they'll tell you, looking past elections, they do, in fact, definitely vote. And so that's how excitement leads into a part of turnout.
Excellent. Anthony Salvanto, thank you, as always, for walking us through all of those numbers.